Hi all. In the previous videos, we have seen other three kinds of closed loop configurations of operational amplifiers. And now today we are going to see the differential closed loop configuration in operational amplifiers. And whereby we'll be using both of the inputs for feeding the signals through it. So let us see it. This circuit is having two input voltages Vx and Vy, and both are connected, and each of them are connected to either to the non-inverting terminal or through the inverting terminal. And you can see that there is a feedback system that is coming from the output side to the inverting side. So this is essentially a feedback system is there, and the signal that is coming from this Vy source will be considered as an inverting input as it is connected to the inverting terminal, and the signal that is connected here will be considered as a non-inverting input as it is connected to the non-inverting terminal, and the output will be the superposition of the individual outputs generated by each of these voltage sources. So this Vy will be generating an output and this Vx will be generating another output. So the effective output will be the algebraic sum of the outputs generated by these two sources. And in order to find that, we will be applying the principle of superposition, where we will be keeping one voltage source equal to 0 or ground potential. So I can first ground this Vy and analyze what is happening due to this Vx source. What is the output due to Vx source? So let me write that down. So in my first case 1, the Vy is equal to 0 and the Vo will be called Vox. That is because now the output is just due to the voltage source Vx. So here you can see that the voltage gain is defined by the non-inverting amplifier's case. That is because we are giving Vx through the non-inverting terminal, and the non-inverting amplifier has a voltage gain which is equal to 1 plus this resistance divided by this resistance. And you should remember that there is no voltage source now because Vy is 0 and this is connected to ground. So the voltage gain is given by 1 plus R2 by R1. Now we have to understand that we are connecting Vx through a network of resistances, and this network of resistances will distribute the voltage among them. So this will be like a potential divider arrangement with R3 and R4, and we are providing V1 from the R4 output. So this node will be giving the V1, and our output voltage will be depending on the voltages at these 2 points. So in this case, our V2 will be equal to 0 and V1 will be equal to some scaling done using this R3 and R4. So that scaling is found by using the potential divider equation. That is, the voltage at V1 is equal to total voltage divided by sum of resistances in the potential divider R3 plus R4 into the resistance of what you are required to feed the V1. So that is the value here. So this is V1 and our V2 is 0. So V2 is 0. Thus our output voltage is given by Vox equal to V1 times the voltage gain, closed loop voltage gain AV, that is equal to V1 times 1 plus R2 by R1, and you substitute for V1, you get Vx divided by R3 plus R4 times R4 times 1 plus R2 by R1. Alright, so this is your equation for Vox. Similarly, we need to have a case for Vx equal to 0, that is case 2, where Vx equal to 0. We will be considering our output equal to Boy, that is because of the presence of Vy. Okay, so here this Vy source is there and Vx source is absent. So we will be connecting this Vx source to ground. So this terminal is grounded, which means that the entire network is grounded. See, here is also ground, here it is also ground. If we are removing this and connecting to ground, then these two terminals are ground, which means essentially the V1 terminal is connected to ground, as there is no current flowing in or out of this in non-inverting terminal. This is at ground potential, and as this is at ground potential, this will be at a virtual ground condition. Okay, and the virtual ground and inverting amplifier conditions satisfy the rest of the thing. So it will be like Vy, V output will be equal to minus R2 by R1 times Vy. So in this case, our Voy will be equal to minus R2 by R1 times Vy. Our final superposed equations. Vo is equal to Vox plus Voy. R4 by R3 plus R4. 1 plus R2 by R1. 1 plus R2 by R1 times Vx plus our Voy is equal to minus R2 by R1 times Vy. So this is our equation for output voltage. In this equation, we can make some simplifications if we put our R3 as the same as R1 and our R4 the same as R2. So when I do this, then my output voltage Vo will be equal to, so now R4 becomes R2 and R3 becomes R1. So this is R1 plus R2 times 1 plus R2 by R1 Vx minus R2 by R1 times Vy. And now this is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 times R1 plus R2 by R1 times Vx minus R2 by R1 Vy, which is equal to R2 by R1 times Vx minus R2 by R1 times Vy, and hence our end equation will give a Vo which is equal to R2 by R1 outside of Vx minus Vy. Alright, so now the closed loop gain of our differential amplifier is just defined like this, that is AV is equal to Vo by Vx minus Vy y times which is equal to R2 by R1. So this represents our final thing. You can even rewrite this equation so that it becomes like this. The voltage gain is equal to VO by Vy minus Vx and a negative sign here. Okay. So if I take that negative sign to the other side, then it will be like minus R2 by R1. So the ratio of the output to the input like this represents some kind of a inverting amplifier configuration. So the gain here is somewhat like the inverting amplifier. So it looks like an inverting amplifier's gain. Maybe you can call it as a inverting amplifier with a differential configuration. Something else that I have to mention here is that the input impedance seen by the sources Vx and Vy. So if you want to see that, you need to ground one source and see what is the input impedance for the other input. So if I remove the source and ground it, then I can see here that the Vx is experiencing an input impedance that is equal to R3 plus R4. So I can write it down, the input impedance for, that is input impedance for Rx, input impedance for Vx, which is equal to Rx, and that is R3 plus R4. Similarly, the input impedance for the source Vy, that is Ry, can be obtained by grounding this Vx. So if you ground this one, the input impedance will be just the R1. Okay, so I am writing it down. Ry is equal to R1. So you can see here there is an anomaly in input impedances between the two. So it's not the same for both. I hope you understood this video, and we will see in another video with a differential amplifier having two operational amplifiers. Thank you all.